Welcome to the mayor's office, where every question gets answered. No ducking, no hiding. It's time for the truth. Welcome to the mayor's office.
You, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Mayor's Office. No student ties, so there's no lies. Hey, today, man, we're gonna be talking about a father's rights, and I got two important guests here with me today to help me talk about this. We got Enos and my boy Bishop Mack. What up with it, fellas?
What up with it, bro?
Hey, so listen, man. I was having this conversation, and I just was sitting there thinking about how, when it comes to a mother and a child, a father really has no rights. And I understand people are going to say, "Oh, well, when the child is born, the father has the choice to give up his legal rights and all that." Blah blah. I get that, but what I'm saying is, before birth, before the child is born, when a mother gets to decide if she wants to keep the child or not, she can go and have an abortion, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with abortions at all. She gets that choice. But if she gets pregnant by a guy, and this man sits here and tell this woman that he don't want no kids and he don't want a child, and it's not up to him. He can't go and say, or he can ask her to go have an abortion, and she'll lie like she will or won't, but she don't have to, because her body, her rights. I get that. But I feel like there should be something in place to protect men from situations like this. Why isn't there like a contract or something that we can sign when we don't want to be a parent, to say, listen, she's agreeing to keep this child, so she's solely responsible for this child 100%. I don't want nobody coming back after me 2 years from now for child support. Because if she has that child and he don't want that child, that man still got to pay child support.
Yep.
Even though he don't agree. Well, how y'all feel about that, man?
Okay, let me say this on that note right there. It's all to benefit the woman and to keep the man down. That's basically all that is. You know, they're gonna cater to the woman, but they're gonna make it sure that they gonna stick it to the man.
Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, go ahead.
So, all right. So if there was something in place to, let's say, before birth, if there was something in place to, I say, give a man more rights in the pre-birth of a baby, that's something I understand. Like, so if you was to do something like that, I feel like that'd change the dynamic to a lot of different things. But
Yeah,
we'll but go ahead. What you say?
yeah, because that'll stop all these women from having these kids that are gonna grow up fatherless, and then you're gonna force that man to do something that he didn't agree with in the first place.
Right.
And I understand that, you know, so protect yourself.
Right.
They got
And then
steps.
they wouldn't even allow that to happen, because that's giving the man too much power. That's giving him too much power. They really want the man with no power at all when it comes down to these kids. Nothing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That shit not cool.
Yeah, it ain't cool, bro. It ain't designed for us to win. This shit was always designed for the woman to win and for the man to look like the villain.
Hey, baby girl, what's up? But like, so like, but I'm saying, like, think about it, bro. Like, why can't something like that be? And then I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't agree with the abortion part at all, but I also feel like, man, for the DNA test should be mandatory at birth. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you've been together for 30 years. It should be a law that says DNA tests are mandatory. Because men will get stuck with a child, man, and taking care of a child for 13, 14 years and then find out it ain't his. Man, I would be ready to, boy, listen, man, I couldn't imagine.
I agree. I agree that DNA testing should be mandatory. But I do agree with that. But I also I narrowly disagree with a little bit because I feel like there are certain things that are in place to protect the man's right in the beginning. But them
What are
that's
those?
so all right. So when a child is born at birth, at birth, a mother's right, legal right, is automatically established because she just birthed the baby. An unmarried woman, if she has a baby at birth, that those legal rights are automatically established. So if you're not married to her, especially if it's like a one night stand or something like that, y'all want to intending for this to happen, like you gotta wrap it up, G. You gotta wrap it up, G. You can't be shooting the club up. You can't be shooting the club up because
Hey,
especially if you don't know her, like you wrap it up. Wrap it up. So but now let's say, all right, you didn't wrap it up, and now we in this stage with a baby coming in there. I I don't agree with abortion, but I'm pro choice though. Like so, you know, I don't agree with abortion because that's the death of a being. That's my stance on it. But if that's what you want to do, go for it. Just go for it. I ain't got no choice in that. That's something you gonna have to live with. But to that point, G, like in the beginning, if you don't want to deal with it, just wrap it up. Just wrap it up.
I
Don't make with
understand
me.
that. I understand all that, but you know what I'm saying. Shit happens. Things happen in the heat of the
It
moment.
does.
If you and this woman have,
Yeah.
okay, so especially if it's a one night stand, like why would you want to have a child and then you got to tell this child how the hell he came about? Oh yeah, me and your daddy met in the club and we fucked, and here you go. That was the first
Right,
time I met this
right.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
shit
like
like that.
we
Or like
perceive you as a bad though.
yeah, and I get it. Wrap it up. That's what I'm saying. There's contraceptives out there, so protect yourself. But sometimes, man, it don't work out like that. You know what I'm saying? You get in the heat of the moment, things happen. But if y'all have already had this discussion where, listen, I'm not ready for no kids. I'm not mature enough. I'm not stable enough for kids, so I don't want any kids. And shit happen. Condoms break. Anything could happen. You get pregnant, and we've already discussed that. I don't want to be a father. So don't force me to do something I don't want to do.
I do what you're saying. Like in the event that something like that does happen, and
Yeah, where are our rights? Why don't we have any rights when it comes to that? Because
yeah, I see what you're saying. So like, what would that look like though? So
that's what I'm saying.
like,
Like there should be a law or something that's in place to where if you get pregnant and you don't want to take the abortion right and you decide that you want to keep this child and this man has already told you that he don't want to be a father, he never want a kid, there should be something where he can sign and give up his rights before birth. Because I mean I understand after birth the man can do that. But some people have a change of heart. But I don't
Now
want to.
you think the United States government gonna do some mess like that when a lot of the money and the funding that they get comes by the women.
I mean, I know they ain't, but I'm just saying, like, it should be something. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it
start a fucking
should.
petition. I'm gonna start a petition, bro, so we can get something
Ah,
in
see,
place to
there you go
protect
with that
us.
book. There you go with that bullshit.
No,
well, that's
hey,
not,
but how is that bullshit though? It's like something
Cause
has to be done.
you ready to
There has
start
to
some
be something.
shit,
Man, listen,
that's
motherfuckers
that's
get mad all they want. I'm just saying, we need something in
man.
place to protect us.
But see,
but it gotta be
bro, you're not the first person that thought that. You know what I'm saying? Now you might be the first person that spoke on it, but you ain't the first person that thought about it. But they just ain't strong enough and got the courage enough to say it.
Hey, what
okay.
that
So
mean? What that mean, Natasha Marie?
Hmm?
Speak on it.
Oh,
what?
I'm
oh,
talking to the chat. To the chat. I mean, hey, anybody in the comments, man, if y'all got an opinion on
oh,
this, please, man, don't hesitate to speak on it because I want to know. I'm not. This ain't something that I'm doing because I think I know everything. I want to know. I want everybody's opinion because what I'm thinking could be wrong. But I just feel like there's nothing in place to protect us from. Think about it, like you got the NBA players now, and I'm not just NBA players, people in general, with money or without money, that are getting trapped by these women, which they should have done something to protect themselves, true enough. But they're getting trapped by these women, bro, that's having kids, and they only doing it for a money grab. They're not doing it for the benefit of the child. They doing it because they want something. And like that, and who is that fair to? Is that fair to a child to know or to think that my mom literally kept me here to benefit her? She didn't really want me. I'm here because she wanted to hurt this man, and that's
No,
how,
no, that
how
child here because his mama wanted $1.
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see.
Shout out to Prophet Mike. Nah, I feel you, bro, but that's why I'm saying, bro, like what is there to protect us? Like why don't we have something in order
Because I
to
guess
protect
nobody never brought it up.
these money grabs?
I get what you're saying. Okay, so like I was saying, in the event, if something like that happens, let's say God forbid the condom breaks, and now you got a baby. Okay, in that case, in that situation, I get there being something put in place that protects a man's rights to say no. Just like the woman has the right to say no to no or yes to an abortion. I get it. That should be something in place in that moment. Yes, I do. But
And to just twist this just a little bit. Okay, this
okay,
is my thing on this is two wheels. Like, okay, when a child is born, why the father got to be the automatic person that you put on child support? Why the mama can't be put on child support too?
you're not married. If you're not
Yeah.
married, that's this thing. This is why I feel like this next coming in because I, if you're gonna have a child, let's just say if you're gonna be having intercourse with anybody, okay, you gotta protect yourself. If it's a woman you want to be with, marry her because at birth, the woman automatically has legal rights to it, especially if you ain't signing no birth certificate. If you ain't married, you already at a disadvantage. If we go into that, if we go in there, you already at a disadvantage. So, to counteract that, you need to inform yourself. Okay, I can't be having sex with this woman if I ain't married to her because I'm gonna be put in a situation like this, especially if we on bad terms. Now you got a bitter. Let's say you got a bitter baby mama, and you not married to her. Okay, at birth she automatically got legal rights. What if she sneak off and had a baby without you?
So
And
you
you
say you
not
don't supposed to have sex with a woman unless you're married.
that's not what I'm saying. But if a baby gonna be in the mix, you gotta just be protect. You just got as a man, you gotta start looking at this way as a man. You gotta protect yourself in that way
Hey,
because
I understand what he's saying.
go left. If it was to go left on a woman's end, God forbid, if it was to go left, she got the right now because you weren't protecting yourself from the start. So
But
if in the event, if condom breaks, you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
all right, so I get what you're saying, and I somewhat agree. We gotta protect ourselves. But bro, come on, man. We from a small town in Mississippi. We want shit around there for us to do but fishing for. So let's
Right.
be real.
So
Hey,
that's why I really just laid back and just stopped talking like,
a
huh?
motherfucker ain't finna, you know what I'm saying, ain't grab no protection every time. Cause sometimes, man, it
Hell
happens.
no, man. Like bro
Sometimes
say, man, we fishing the fucking.
and just like you said, you know, you said, what if she goes off and sneak and have a baby? Cool, go and do that. That's your right. That's your body, your choice.
Exactly.
But let me make a choice. Why don't we have a choice in this matter? Why don't
We
I
don't
have a
have
choice?
now.
So
So
if you're gonna go off and sneak and have it, then hey, you are 100% so to take care of that child. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because I told you I didn't want it. You went and had it behind my back
And you
anyway.
made that choice to have it. So
You made that
you
choice.
be
Now you have to live with it.
100% responsible for taking care.
all right, so the question is then how do we create a choice? And if we can't create a choice, what do we do about it?
That's why I'm saying, like, I want to get a petition going, man. So once you find out that she's pregnant and she decides that she want to keep that child, hey, they got that contract. Go ahead on and sign it, since you saying you don't give up your birthrights to the child right now. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. And at first I was thinking like, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. That kind of defeats the purpose. But at first I was thinking, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You sign that paper, and then come along the line a year or two from the time you sign, you decide, oh, you know what, I do want to be a father. And then you can go back and reverse it, but there's no give backs. Once you reverse it, you can't. But then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that's kind of defeats the whole purpose of signing a contract in the beginning. The contract is solely to protect the man, to say that, listen, you are agreeing to have this child. So that means you can't come back after me for no type of financial stability when you realize that you're not in a stable place to take care of this child yourself.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. We just need something in place to protect us from like you said, a woman going to sneak off and having a child. Because how many times, bro? And I'm pretty sure you know some people, and everybody that's in the chat probably knows some people too that has been through a situation to where they've given a woman the money to go and have an abortion. She keeps the money, goes shopping with the money, and then next thing you know, you see her 6-7 months down the road, she's still pregnant. And now here she comes 9 months later to have this child, and guess who the government gonna come after for financial stability, for support. And then they force these men into child support. And then when he can't pay child support, they lock him up. Then when you lock me up, I lose my license. And now when I get out, because I done bonded out, ain't too many motherfuckers want to hire me. I ain't got no license, so I can't drive to work. So how do I catch up? So that puts a man in a stranglehold to where there's no options for him.
So if there was to be some sort of contract, so I feel like the only way, well, I can't say the only way, but one way I can see, because I don't know everything, but one way I can see, if we're gonna bring the contract in the event of anything like that happen, shouldn't it be before the sex?
I mean, hey, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, they can do it before, but I mean, I was just like to say, who gonna want to say, like, hey, listen, sign this paper before we do this, just in case I get pregnant? Like, like no.
So it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird either way you do it.
I mean, yeah, it will be, but this will create a world where you don't have a lot of fatherless kids, bro. This will create a world where you don't have resentful men that don't want to be in their child's life because they never agreed on having a kid. But this will stop a lot of these women from going out here having these kids trying to get a money grab. But Gil in the comments, Gil said that what happens when the government put their nose in a place that don't belong. They don't give a damn about the moms or babies. They're getting a percentage of all the child support payment. 100% true. And I've said that time and time again too, Gil. I've told women, like, y'all go down here and put these white folks in our business, and then they put us on child support. So if they take $200 from me every week, you're not getting that. Half of it is going to the government.
You're right. That is 100% true. That they get every percentage. They're getting a percentage of every dollar that comes through there, whether it's from child support or anything else. But I just can't help but feel this way. So we already know child support is a must. Child support is gonna hit you hard. We already know this. So I just feel like as men, we gotta educate us. We gotta educate our other brothers in a way so that'll protect us. Because so I get the contract being in the event of something like this happening, but we know the bull. We know the trap. You know what I'm saying? At one point we're gonna be like, we gotta stop following in the trap and start moving a different way. As me, I'm smashing shorty from the club, end up having a baby. Maybe I shouldn't have been smashing shorty from the club. You know what I'm saying?
But I get that you're trying to play devil advocate, but
I'm not. I'm not.
but
I
that,
just
still that don't protect us. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hold on. So, Natasha Marie said women have issues having kids. So if she's told by a doctor she would never have kids and gets pregnant in the heat of a moment, she's going to have the baby. True, I get that. But
yeah.
if the man doesn't agree with that, what protects him?
Right. I see.
I understand it. So like with the contract thing, think about it. If a woman goes to a sperm bank, she don't know who that father is. That
Then
child don't
there's
know who his biological father is because she went to a bank. So that contract would be just like that. Like, hey, I was just a donor. So don't.
I
So just because you know me, don't come back 10 years later saying that you want child
so,
support.
so instead of it being like a contract, it should be more of like a law instead because
Yeah,
like
that's what
I,
I'm saying. A contract, a law,
I
anything.
just ended up having a baby with Shorty from the club. I didn't want it. I didn't want a child. I don't even know her. That should be. I feel what you're saying. That should be some kind of law in place to where you like a donor's law or something. Like, hey, look, you know, I didn't
You
want a
good,
child.
and I ain't want no kids. I,
She's
I
not.
I agree. So Natasha Marie said you don't want the responsibility of a child. Don't have sex. It's not 100%
Look,
foolproof.
I'm, I'm, I'm,
Pregnancy won't
I'm,
happen.
I'm with you. I'm with you when you say that, Natasha Marie. But here's the thing: we men and we built that way, so we gonna.
Hey, listen, I agree with you, but at the same time, just in case you do go out here and do what grown folks do, there should be something in place to protect the man, so that we, in the long run, ain't getting railroaded by the government and the woman. A bit like he said, man. Listen, I shout out to my baby mothers and the women that because I've never been on child support, bro. So listen, shout out to y'all because I take damn good care of my kids. But even if a man does take good care of his kids, you still got these bitter women out here that would want more and put this man on child support because they feel like they are owed more. Women feel like that if you have kids by them, you're responsible for their lifestyle and their kids' lifestyle. But if we're not together, my only and sole responsibility is my child. A father has no rights unless y'all are married. So if we have kids or a kid together, and we're not together anymore, my sole responsibility is only to feed and clothe that child. That's it. That's it. Like yo, all your bills and everything else, that is not the responsibility of the father. I don't care about that. Well, your kids live here, okay, and so do you. And if you get a new man, so will he. And I'm not paying for another nigga to live.
Yeah.
Hey, that I understand, Natasha. You don't lay down with somebody you don't want to have kids with, but sometimes you don't know that you don't want no kids with that person. Sometimes motherfucker don't change until after the child is born, and then that's when the vindictive and evil woman comes out. So
I'm sure I wasn't there with that before.
I listen, man. I get it all. Don't have sex. Don't lay down with somebody you don't want to have kids with. I understand all that, but at the same time, in case some of this happens, there should be a law that protects the man. And Natasha says sperm banks are different. That's what I'm saying. But when you go to a sperm bank, you don't know who that daddy is. You don't know the name. They give you a catalog, and you see the traits of that man. You don't see that man. You don't get that man's name. The only difference in what I'm saying is you know who the person is. But if we sign something or something is in place in law that's saying that you can't come after me for child support, then I was just a donor.
So like, if there is a law, like okay, and it protects you from child support to a unwanted offspring that you didn't want to have. So if there is a law, then like it's gotta be more to it because if there is a law and You know, I once again had a one night stand with Shorty from the club, and now she's pregnant. And let's say we're just gonna call it Donna's law for now. And let's say it's time for child support, and then I pull Donna's law out my back pocket. All right. So is it just the child support? Because I'm trying to say it's still gonna be your father's child either way it goes, even if I
But that's the
right.
mother's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you knew the situation. But all right, so when we talking about the Donald's law, you don't get that option after the child is born. You don't get that option 2 years later. That option has to be taken when you find out that she's pregnant, and she decides that she's going to keep that child, because there has to be a conversation. Once you find out a woman's pregnant, that conversation is, okay, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
That's with anybody. That's with married couples or anything. So what are we
First,
gonna do? And that's when that what you say Donald's law comes in at. I don't
mm-hmm.
want kids. I've never wanted kids. And I understand we did what grown folks do, and we should have protected ourselves, but we was in the heat of the moment, baby. That didn't happen. So now here we are. So what protects us? But Gil said, and he's speaking to Natasha Marie, said those statements are tired and old, Natasha. Sex is never going away. No one should force anyone to be a parent. I know men and women who do it alone with no help. Facts. All the time. And she says a man. So as a woman, and if there's any other women that's in here watching, because there's a few people in here watching, let us know how y'all feel about this situation. I mean, there's no judgment here, and there's no wrong answer. We're just trying to figure out a solution to a problem of a fatherless child, which is, in my opinion, is bad in America. You have a lot of fatherless kids because the man didn't want to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he decided that he never wanted to be a father in the first place, and you knew this man didn't want to be a father, the first thing women do is run to social media and call the man a deadbeat and all of that. But nine months or 20 years ago, before you had this child, we talked about it, and I told you I didn't want no kids. So you can't force me to be something that I don't want to be. And that's all I'm saying. We need something in place to protect men. Because I'm one of those men that if it happens, it happens. I'm a man. I'm going to take care of my child. I don't believe in abortion. But if a woman decides that she don't want any more kids, that's her body, a choice. If she decides that she's going to keep the kid, if you don't want the child, her body, her choice. So if you make that choice and the man tells you he don't want a child, then you have to live with that choice. Choices has consequences. If I go out here and I make a choice to do something to somebody, in the end, I end up in jail, I made that choice. So now I have to live with that choice that I made. So why can't they?
Yeah, I feel it, man. I'm with you. I follow exactly what you're saying now, but I just want to know what it's gonna look like
I
because
would love for something like that to be in place to see, you know what I'm saying, what will it look like? Like, but
so
again, we have to get
I
something going.
but,
We have to get something going, something in place. And I know a lot of women are not gonna agree. I know a lot of women probably, boy, calling me all types of shit right now. But I'm still I'm advocating for those people that don't want kids and being forced to be a father. Natasha says no one says sex is going away. Of course, we all know people who are doing it alone and are doing a great job at it. That's true. That's true. There are people who are out here doing it alone and doing a great job at it. That situation wouldn't have occurred if that law was in place. Because I'm pretty sure those people that are doing it alone would love to be able to put that father on child support if they could.
all right. So like, well, I can't say that because I'll just make the point. if okay, let's say someone pulls down the law. The first conversation you had with somebody, you ended up getting pregnant by accident, or someone you didn't want to have pregnant. And y'all had a conversation, and the first conversation is, okay, I'm pregnant, and the guy says, oh, I don't want a kid. You should have an abortion. And she says, well, I don't want to have an abortion. And then you say donor's law, right? So, like, does that force Shorty to have an abortion, or okay, well, she can keep the kid, but then
She's just 100% responsible for it. There ain't no
okay,
going back later on down the line and say, man, I'm putting this MF on child support because I don't. No, this kid is getting too expensive. No, it's already been established.
a lot of fatherless kids. I tell you that if it was
But
in
that,
place.
see, but that's what I'm saying. If that was in place, it'll stop it. There won't be, because then these women will also take a second thought before they do something. It ain't just the man; it's the woman that laid down too. Yeah, the man is
Yeah,
responsible because you sitting there up there jumping up and down inside a woman for 15, 20 minutes or however long it is. You bouncing up and down on her. Yeah, okay. Both of y'all have a part in that. So that's a 50-50 chance of her getting pregnant. And they both of y'all had 50% in doing that. So why don't we both have a choice? Because the way it is now, it's 100% the lady's choice. The man
yeah,
has no choice. But we went 50-50 on this. But then I'm gonna be forced to take care of that child that I didn't want.
yeah. That's right. Everybody has a choice.
Hey, Mott said, man, don't nobody want to do it alone and force
Yeah,
it to responsibility.
that's true. But I feel you come from. You can't force me to do it if I don't want to do it.
But they're gonna. The government is gonna force you to do it
That's
with
what I'm
child
forced
support. So you still being forced to do something you didn't want to do. But then you have these women, and not all women are like this. Listen, me and Gil has had conversations about the fathers not being in their kids' lives, and I don't deal with nobody that don't deal with their kids because I can't trust a man that don't fuck with his kids. If your
on
kids
that.
don't trust you, then why should I trust you? So
Mhm.
if I don't mess with nobody that don't have no parts in their kids' lives. But at the same time, you have these women, right, that'll have a child by a man, get mad at that man, and then play keep away with that child. You're not
Mhm.
hurting the father, you're hurting that child. So if I want to be in my child's life, then you should allow me to, because I'm gonna be forced to pay child support. And then the first thing you holler is I'm a deadbeat. But this is your doing. This is the woman's doing. This is her keeping this child away from this man. But get on social media and make it seem like he's the deadbeat. It's all him. It's all him. So if we got the law in place, these women won't be out here doing this shit no more. You won't
Yeah.
have these Instagram models going out here trying to trap these athletes and actors and shit and get pregnant, and then the first thing they want is money. It won't be a money grab anymore. It won't be about a bag. It'll be about that child.
Right.
Because now you have to face the fact of reality and think before you do anything. If I keep this child, this man don't want to be a father, we do this donor's law, then I'm responsible for this child until it's grown by myself, all alone. Because I can guarantee you, these women that's out here doing it on their own now, that was not the plan. They are doing it on their own because they didn't have a choice. That wasn't the plan in the beginning.
Mhm.
The plan was for the father to be in that child's life, then she just so happened you lay down with a deadbeat ass nigga, and shit happens.
Yeah.
But if that
Unless
law was in place, that protects the mother and the father. But I don't care about protecting the woman, because they've already been protected all their lives. They have all the rights. Even when a child is born, she has all the rights. Where are our rights? That's the only thing I'm getting at. I don't care about these women getting mad about this shit. Say what y'all want to say. Share it, tell your friends how stupid I am and ignorant I sound. I don't care. I just want something in place to protect men that don't want to be fathers,
Mm-hmm.
or men that has made a mistake, and you made that same mistake that he made, and then had a child. Shit happens. Something needs to be in place to protect us in case you decide that you want to keep that child.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so got a few comments here. Mott said, when they go through suspending your license and garnishing your income, I bet you will feel me. Hey, but that's what we saying. Like, it shouldn't get to that point. Like,
Oh no, I feel you.
like for a man, if that law was in place, we would be protected from the start. So, and that's another thing that I was saying too. You're forcing a man to take care of a child that he didn't want in the first place. Then, if he decides that he don't want to pay child support, the first thing you do is you take what little he is making. Then, if he ain't making anything, you lock him up. Then you should suspend his license. And while he's in jail, guess what's happening? Child support is still building on it.
Mm-hmm.
So then when he get out, he still got all that back child support that he got to come up with.
And most jobs you can't work without a driver's license.
Exactly. We're living in an age now, bro, where you need a license to get around. You can do it without one, true enough. But if you get caught, that's driving on a suspended.
And here in Florida, you go to jail for that.
Exactly. Hey, Natasha said this contract says the guy signs rights over saying he don't want to be an active parent. So what happens if 5 years down the road he says, "Oh, I changed my mind. So y'all want the contract to be overturned?" No, I thought about it. I thought about that in the beginning, Natasha, and I was saying that he should get a one-off. If he decides that he wants to be a father, he gets to go. But then I thought about it. You know, that's kind of messed up on both ends. That's not fair to the woman. So we can't ask for one thing and then ask for something else too. So that wouldn't be fair. No. So once you do it, and that's what I'm saying. That's why the man has to really take the time and think about what he's asking for. Because once you do it, there's no going back. It's over with. So now you have nothing to do with this child. So if this child grows up to be a superstar, hey, your loss, brother. Deal with it. You made that choice, so you have to live with that choice. Once it's done, it's done. Hey, Gil said, you want the real problem, look at the alphabet, government agencies that adjust laws that affect the black community. Those men got a more harsh punishment for their crimes to strategically eliminating dads. Hey, facts. That what it was, the 90s crime bill or whatever, the 3-strike rule, that was solely made for black America. And that took a lot of fathers out of homes. And I felt like it was done by the government because they didn't want the black fathers to be the leading fathers in America. Because I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how the stigma around black dads, we are some of the greatest fathers ever when we get a chance to be. If a woman allows a black man to be a dad or a brown man to be a dad, man, listen, they some of the best dads ever. People don't realize it, bro, but you have more white dads going to a store for a pack of cigarettes and never showing back up than you do blacks. So what the government did was they put this law in place to take the father out of the home. And guess what they did? They told the woman, if you take him out the home, we'll help you take care of your child. We'll give you the food stamps. We'll give you all the benefits that you need. But you can't have that man in the house. So as soon as that man comes back in the house and they find out, all the benefits stop. This was their way of taking the fathers out of the home.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
But see, like, I think we know the traps. We know the traps. We know they out there. They designed to keep us down. So like, in the event that nothing like this ever happens, we don't get this law. Like, so what I want to know is like, what do we do now about it? Like, because there ain't nothing in place. So especially as black men, like I just feel like this we need to do something about
All
it.
right, so my bad. TJ, deal 1440. I have no idea, um, but I'll go ahead. This man said, "Cargo or living birth, the democracy
Uh,
of the state of the self government of the republic." Like, I niggas get on here and try to cite law and be smart and just sound like, well, hey, the choice has always been up to us. Us as men just can't asking after law is established amongst our own. What are you talking about? Nobody's asking for a law after it has been established.
Brody,
See,
put me in this for me, buddy. Then, then I can articulate what I want to say to them, but I don't understand what you're saying.
yeah, like you gonna have to clean that up a little bit because I don't know if you high or drunk. That shit don't make no sense. But hey, brother, more power to you. Because
Hey, but it's no talk about the choice being up to us. I'm with him. It's our choice. We gotta do some shit about it.
yeah, it's our choice to whether we lay down or not. But we also need to have a choice in place to protect us in case it does happen. I don't think he understands what this conversation is about. I'm not talking about establishing any laws after the fact. I'm talking about getting
But
something in place to protect us for when we don't want to be fathers. I love kids. Shit, I love being a father. But
I
you
do.
also have men out here that don't want to be dads. And then they are forced to be one by the government.
Well, if you don't want to be a dad, you don't have to pay for it.
Hey, and that's what I'm saying, bro. You being forced to pay for it either way. That's why I'm saying, like, we should have something in place to protect us. And you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it can work. It might not work. Nobody'll never know because it ain't gonna happen. But it's still a conversation that needs to be had. I think it's something that should be talked about a lot more. Not just on here, but in the community, period. Like, I feel like fathers should have these conversations with their boys and their daughters. Like, let
That's
your
what it
kids
is.
these other consequences of doing something.
Okay. So
Say what?
because I got family members they're younger than me, or even when I was younger, they see me have a child early, and first thing they said, "Oh, I want some kids." And me being a young father, I used to tell them all the time, "Nah, man, you gotta wait, bro. Don't do it to
Yeah,
yourself." I'm not saying that I don't want my kids or they're not a blessing, but I understand. I understood early, the burden of having kids when you're not ready. So,
that's what I'm saying. That's why, and it don't just protect the father, it protects that child too, and
mhm,
it'll protect that mother in the long run too, because shit gets expensive. And I used to be one of those people, man, that wanted kids until I started having kids, and I started realizing, like, hold on, man, this shit expensive because you can't be. Listen, a parent can't be selfish anymore.
oh no, it ain't about you no more.
But
No.
as long as you don't have kids, bro, you can be as selfish as you want. You can get anything in life that you want and not have to work so hard to get it. But once you have kids, bro, I don't know about nobody else, but it's been plenty of times where I've walked in the store to get something for me, and that shit, I come back out of that mother with nothing that I wanted to go get, but everything for my kids.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
mean, it happens, and I get that. But in case a
yeah,
man don't want it,
the same rotating genes for years because all your money goes to your kids.
and motherfuckers need to start thinking about that when they 14, 15 years old out here laying on their back on all fours, getting
Mhm.
drilled down and end up pregnant. And at that age, man, if the grandmother or the granddad decides to, that responsibility falls on them. You 14, 15 years old. You don't know shit about taking care of no kids. You ain't got no type of money to take care of no kids. You can't get a fucking job.
Yeah.
So it falls on the grandparents.
Hmm.
So that's all we were saying, TJ, dear 1444. Hey, like, what protects the man? That's all. And I feel like there should be something in place that does protect us.
There's nothing. But if the ladies want to stop talking about this kind of stuff, y'all just gotta stop giving it up.
No, don't stop giving it up. Hey, a woman has two choices: keep pregnancy or have abortion. It doesn't even matter about the man's choice. I agree with some type of law to be in place because a man's voice matters too. And this is from a woman.
You said what now?
This is from Amber Kelly, 4676. A woman has two choices: keep pregnancy or have an abortion, and it doesn't even matter about the man's choice. I agree with some type of law to be in place because a man's voice matters too. And that's all we're saying.
I appreciate
Just
that.
something in place to protect us. Because we don't have rights at all. Man has no rights when it comes to his kids. Even after birthday, we don't have any rights. All the rights belong to the lady. Because the child goes home with her. If she decides that she don't want you to see that child, then you got to go through the courts to try to get custody of that child. And guess what happens 8 times out of 10? You've been put on child support. And you the one that went for help.
But in that case, like just like, because I agree with, like earlier when we were talking, and you said about the paternity of the DNA test being done at birth. It should be a law. You should be signing custody at birth too. If that's the case, if you want the child, so there's no way there's I'm withholding the child from you or none of that. All of that stuff should be taken care of the moment you sign the birth certificate.
Well, so at birth, once the child is born and DNA is established, man does have that right. But I'm saying something to protect us before birth.
No, I do.
9 months to find.
Yeah. In case like that's how I was just referencing if there was a bitter situation between somebody, then all of that should be taken care of then.
And that's all I'm saying, man. Like something, anything to protect us. But hey, getting long. If anybody got anything else they want to say in the comments, I'll give y'all a good minute to type it. If not, man, we're gonna end it here.
Yeah, the third guest in here. Where'd he go?
Huh?
Yeah, the third guest. Where'd the third guest go?
Oh, Bishop fell off a while ago. He said what he had to say, and he was gone.
Out of there, huh?
Hey, I guess he said. I guess he said he don't want to say too much and have these women in front of his house with a picket sign. Because boy, I'm the type, bro. I'm gonna say what I feel, and I don't care who don't like it. You can either agree with me or you can disagree with me. At the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna stop me from saying it. So even if I'm wrong, shit, in my eyes, I'm right. So fuck it. But hey, shout out to everybody in the comments, man. This has been a great conversation. Thank y'all for watching the Mayor's Office. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Choose life.
Welcome to the Mayor's Office, where every question gets answered. No ducking, no hiding. It's time for the truth.